All right, let's jump right in. We're seeing AI get smarter and smarter, like every single day. But, and this is a big but, this incredible speed has thrown a massive wrench in the works. It's a problem that gets right to the core of a simple question. How can we actually trust these things?
And that really is the million-dollar question, isn't it? Is the AI in front of you actually thinking, or is it just the world's best parrot, just repeating what it's heard? Has it truly learned to reason, or is it just an expert at faking it by remembering everything from its training data? The scary part is, our old ways of telling them apart, they just aren't cutting it anymore.
So this all leads us to what people are now calling the AI measurement crisis. It's exactly what it sounds like. The more powerful these models get, the more our old rulers and yardsticks just snap.
For ages, we've tested AIs with these standardized benchmarks. You can really just think of them as SATs for robots. And for a while, that worked. It gave us a baseline. But now, we've reached a tipping point where these old tests are giving us a blurry, maybe even a dangerously misleading picture of what these AIs can actually do.
Okay, so what exactly is going wrong here? Well, it's not just one thing, it's a perfect storm. For starters, we've got saturation. The best models are acing the tests, getting 100%. Great, but how do you rank them then? Then there's memorization, the parrot problem we talked about. Are they smart or just regurgitating? And even when we use humans to judge, that's subjective and inconsistent. Worst of all, these are just spot checks. They can easily miss some deep, hidden flaw that only shows up later. It's a huge blind spot.
I mean, listen to this. The New York Times didn't pull any punches, calling it a tangle of sloppy tests and apple to oranges comparisons. A tangle? That's such a perfect word for it, right? It's a mess. And when you can't get a straight answer, you can't build trust. It's pretty clear we need to do something different and fast.
So that brings us back to the core dilemma. How in the world do you test something that's not static, but is constantly learning and changing? You can't give a pop quiz to a system that's evolving in real time. So where do we look for an answer? Well, funny enough, we might find it in gaming.
And that leads us to this really cool idea, the game arena. This is a proposal from Google DeepMind and Kaggle, and it's a completely different way of thinking about AI testing. So, forget the idea of an AI sitting quietly in a room taking a test. I want you to picture a gladiator arena. That's essentially the Kaggle game arena. It's a public stage where different AI agents go head-to-head in complex strategy games. Think chess, Go, you name it. There's no answer key to memorize. There's just an opponent, a strategy, and a clear winner. It's performance under pressure. And this is really the key difference right here. On one side, you have the old way, static benchmarks. That's all about testing what an AI knows. It's a test of its memory, its knowledge base. But on the other side, you've got dynamic gameplay, and that's about testing how an AI thinks. Can it strategize? Can it adapt on the fly? Can it actually solve a problem it hasn't seen before? It's a completely different skill set. And let's be clear, this isn't just about playing games for the sake of it. Games are the ultimate workout for the AI brain. To win, a model has to pull off 3 really hard things: strategic reasoning, thinking through its moves; long-term planning, seeing the whole board, not just the next step; and dynamic adaptation, changing its entire strategy when the opponent does something unexpected. These aren't just game skills. These are the building blocks of intelligence we actually want and need. And the holy grail here, the real end game, is to see something truly surprising. We're looking for another Move 37 moment, like when DeepMind's AlphaGo made that one move that just broke the brains of the world's best Go players. It was creative, it was alien, it was brilliant. It showed a spark of something beyond just calculation. That's what we're looking for. That's a sign of real intelligence. Okay, so a game arena is a fantastic idea, but it's not the whole story. To really build trust in AI, especially when the stakes are high, we don't have to start from scratch. Turns out, we can learn a lot from other fields where we already trust complex systems with our lives. I mean, just think about it. We get on an airplane without a second thought, right? Why? Because of incredibly detailed standards for everything from design to operation. Or pharmaceuticals. We trust a new drug because it went through years of rigorous trials before it ever got to us.
And for cybersecurity, we know the threats are always changing, so we rely on continuous monitoring and bug bounties. Each of these fields gives us a piece of the puzzle for AI. We need that pre-launch rigor and that post-launch vigilance. And this right here, this idea of post-deployment monitoring, is a total game changer. It means the test isn't over when the product ships. It's just beginning. You have to build these feedback loops from the real world, kind of like how a car company issues a recall. It's about finding and fixing problems that you could never have caught in the lab. Testing stops being a one-time event and becomes a constant living process.
All right, so where does all this leave us? What's the path forward for testing AI? It's about taking the best of both worlds, the competitive, dynamic game arena, and these hard-won lessons from other high-stakes industries.
And to build a system we can actually rely on, it all comes down to 3 key pillars. First, there's rigor. That just means we have to be super clear about what we're testing and why. No more fuzzy goals. Second, standardization. We need everyone to use the same ruler, so we're making fair apples-to-apples comparisons. And finally, interpretability. This one's huge. The results have to make sense to us humans so we can actually do something with them. So, if those are the pillars, here's the game plan. Step 1, we've got to stop testing just the AI brain in a jar. We need to test the whole system, the user interface, the guardrails, the whole shebang. Step 2, we have to create those powerful feedback loops from the real world, constantly watching and learning. And step 3, none of this works if it's a black box. The whole process has to be transparent so that everyone can see how the sausage is made, so to speak.
And really, it all comes down to this. This isn't just some abstract problem for engineers in a lab. AIs are already becoming our colleagues, our creative partners, our tools, even our competition. And as they take on these roles, the real question is for us, will we be ready to trust their next move? Because ultimately, the biggest challenge isn't just building a smarter AI, it's building a smarter, more robust, and more honest way to understand what it's truly capable of.